Okay, because of his dirty hit on Oscar Sundqvist in the preseason, Tom Wilson has now received a 20-game suspension from the NHL Department of Player Safety. Now, here's the thing that I question. The length of suspension is not up to me, a fan. It is obviously up to the Department of Player Safety to see fit how long they suspend players for. But one thing I will say is this. Their lack of consistency over many previous seasons has been a concern for me. Last season, there were some inconsistencies when it came to individual players, such as Tom Wilson, having a suspendable hit one week, being suspended for a few games, and then a few weeks later doing a similar hit and not getting suspended. Brad Marchand with the licking and been given a verbal warning and actually been given a warning saying you've got to cut this out of your game or we will suspend you, and then not backing that up when he continued with similar antics, which makes a mockery of the Department of Player Safety. So if Tom Wilson is now a 20-game suspension for that hit, that is setting a marker. Now, yes, he is a repeat offender, but what is the minimum now going to be for a similar hit for a first-time offender? Are they going to start raising the minimum for headshots? Is there going to be a directive from the Department of Player Safety where they go, right, okay, we're going to increase the length of ban for hits to the head? One thing I have noticed, it doesn't matter if it's the NHL or any other league around the world, is consistency in discipline and supplementary discipline by various leagues is so variable. Now, bearing in mind, not a lot of the European leagues, obviously players get drafted from and end up in the NHL. If whatever the NHL does, other leagues will follow. They will. Now, I follow the Elite League to a point, looking at the Department of Player Safety side of things, and I'm really surprised by the softness, or the soft approach when it comes to suspensions for headshots, and how compared to the NHL and what they've done with Tom Wilson, how short the suspensions actually are. And we're talking 2 to 5 games. 2 to 5 games for checking to the head. If the sport as a whole, not just the NHL, but if the sport as a whole wants to cut down on hits to the head that aren't fight related or generally mistimed, and the player's gone, I've mistimed that, and you can tell the initial point of contact is not the head. We're talking aiming for the head here, not aiming for the shoulder or the chest and it's slipping up. We're talking actually, I'm going to put my shoulder through that guy's head. Then clearly the sport worldwide needs to be tougher when it comes to suspending and length of suspension. What the NHL does, other leagues follow. So they've given 20 games. So I'll be following the British Ice Hockey, I'll be following the Bracknell Bees. If a player gives a headshot, we'll see how long he gets suspended for. If the suspensions start going up for headshots, then we know the Tom Wilson suspension has had an effect, not just on the NHL, but across the board at all professional leagues. We also have to see what happens later on this season with another player giving a headshot, be it repeat offender. Does he get a similar length ban over 10 games? First time offender, does he get his in-person hearing minimum 5? If those length of bans start going up, then they're being consistent. They're starting to take headshots more seriously. Now, if Tom Wilson is just a blip on the radar, and then the suspension lengths are a lot less and don't seem to be as severe, they're not being consistent. One rule for one player, another rule for everyone else is a dangerous precedent to set. Now, I'm going to move on to the length. I was expecting 5 to 10 looking at my research and looking at the numbers. So I was expecting 5 to 10 because of the in-person hearing. So we know he's going to get 5. And I was expecting probably about 7. About 7 games would be, I think, the average that I've worked out looking at some of the maths that I've been looking at. About 7 games. The fact he got over double what I was expecting says a lot about how serious that the NHL Department of Player Safety have taken this, in the sense that they've obviously got so used to seeing him, they're like, right, we've got to start sending a message because it's not getting through. He runs the risk of being known more for his dirty play, like a Matt Cook, a Todd Bertuzzi, a Raffi Torres, than his good play. And that's where I'm going to leave it. If you remember Raffi Torres, Todd Bertuzzi, and Matt Cook, what do you think? Well, Todd Bertuzzi was a good player, goal scoring wise and skill wise. He was also a power forward, which was a very similar role to Tom Wilson. What he's remembered for is that hit on Moore in the back of the head where he punched him, sucker punched him. He's known for grabbing a defenseless player and punching him in the base of the neck and knocking him to the ice. The fact that that punch may not have caused the injury and the pile-up afterwards may have, caused further injuries is another thing, but he sparked a line brawl that resulted in a player basically never playing the game ever again. Matt Cook, the hit on Savard, which has forced him to retire, headshot. Rafi Torres spending a career running people over and leaving them injured. He got lengthier suspensions than what Tom Wilson has got, but he's always known for his filthy play. Zach Ronaldo has had a fair few suspensions as well. He's a current player. So I'm looking at examples where I can compare to Tom Wilson. Brad Marchand, different reasons: slew footing, bridging, low hits against the knees. He's going comparable already in the league that has regular discipline problems. I'm not targeting a particular team. I'm just saying here's some of the examples of players who have been naughty in the past. Tom Wilson is going to be more known at the rate he's going for his ill-disciplined play than his disciplined skill play, which he's clearly an effective power forward. He can play on all four lines. He can use on power play, penalty kill, 5-on-5. He is a good asset for a team to have in that sense. Where he's not is when he's suspended all the time. Let's hope the NHL and other leagues are more consistent in their discipline, because where the NHL leads, all the other professional leagues around the world follow. So I'll be looking to see at suspensions this season, be it in the NHL or elsewhere, for similar dirty play, whether they go up. If they're going up, it says that the sport is serious in cracking down on shots to the head rather than just giving lip service. If they don't go up from average, consistency will be questioned. But I'm going to leave that there. No one's going to agree on the length of suspension Tom Wilson should get for the hit. Some are saying it's too lenient, others are saying it's too strict. I think it's possibly about right. I was approximating anywhere between 5 and 10, and they gave him double that. That's not to say that 7 games wasn't enough or 10 games wasn't enough. It's the NHL Department of Player Safety giving a message for this season saying we will not tolerate this from repeat offenders or new offenders. So we'll be looking to see if suspension lengths go up for similar foul play this season. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Place your thoughts below. And this is going to be a very heated topic. I understand that. But we have to see what the consistency from the Department of Player Safety is. Thank you very much for watching and making it this far to the end of the video. This is a bit longer than normal, but there was a lot to talk about. It's still shorter than some other channels' views on the Tom Wilson hit and suspension. So there we go. Thank you very much for watching. I'll have some more videos for you soon. Please like and subscribe, and it'd be much appreciated. Thank you very much for watching. Good night.